a strange looking Nike box on the bar. That yours?
Mm-hmm.
What's in that box?
Some shoes, obviously.
What's wrong with the lid of this thing? Oh. Alright, so you've been wanting these shoes for a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
You never really asked for shoes. You wear some Kobe, some LeBrons, but
Ease.
so I'm going to show you a couple things to look for if you're doing this out by yourself, right? First of all, check your label, and if you need to, you can Google that number right there, and that's going to tell you what's in here. Notice how the Jordan is glossy there, so the people can see. Air Jordan 1, off-white and RG, white, DK, powder blue cone, size 11 because it happens to be your size. I might try to squeeze my size 13 in there. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so the box looks good. So let's open it. You got the plastic all the way across. You got your Nike check there. The only paper that you should have in these is this clear bag-like material. It's hard to see the branding on there, but
yeah, that's the first thing I noticed was all the branding.
Off-white for Nike, Air Jordan 1, same thing it says on the shoe. Now, most people, when they open these shoes up and they see that right there, they stop, right? But that's not always an indication of realness. Sniffing, no odor to it, not really, just a shoe odor.
Just a shoe odor, yeah.
Okay, so got your, obviously he jerked these out as soon as he got the shoe open and put the orange ones in. If your shoes come, if your extra laces come in little bags, that's not authentic. These came just out in the box. Obviously,
Got the
whatever.
stickers, and I pulled the tag right off whenever I pulled the laces off.
Zip tie looks good. Doesn't look like they made it with, you know, cheap printer. But the big tails with the shoes. So we already said that this doesn't really matter. The big thing with the fake off-whites is where these flaps, where it says 85. Why does it say 85?
That's the year.
The what year?
Year.
85 is when the Jordan 1 came out. So most of the fakes,
That's what I was thinking.
this will be too glossy. See how that's really matte and not shiny? Also, on the other side, check your wings here, your wings logo. Does it look clearly stamped? Yes. Are all your wings individual or do they connect to each other? They're all individual. All right, check the tip of your swoosh. It should go to the 4th lace hole. Okay, and check your orange threading. It should be tight. It shouldn't be, you know, loose and cheap looking. Look it on your shoe? Okay, now let's look on the back. You see where the blue meets, the outsole blue meets the midsole white. Most of the time on a fake, the blue paint here, it won't be even, it'll be up on here. You might get a factory flaw that's like that, but typically if you see a bunch of blue up where it's not supposed to be, that should be a sign of concern. All right, another big thing is on your right shoe,
The writing.
when you look at the label, a lot of the fakes will slant it really bad. Matter of fact, I do that with my customs. I don't know why. But, you know, on the legit shoe, it's not slanted. And your threading, your little tip here should meet your K of the Nike. Your USA shouldn't be very glossy. And a matter of fact, it should look like that the paint is smeared a little. Focus, focus. Yeah, so I can see smearing, you know, above that, like it's been smeared. All the lettering looks that way. It doesn't look too perfect. That's kind of the deal with off-white.
Yeah.
Also here, you should have plenty of room between your stitching. It shouldn't be stacked right up on top of each other. So that looks good. This ghost stitching here should have clearly definable perforations, which it does. Your brother apparently is having a stroke upstairs.
Yeah.
Your material, does it feel like cheap, or does it feel like quality material?
That was quality. The swoosh and everything. All the
Your air on your midsole should be not glossy. It should be very matte.
no smearing.
No, and the eye in the air should line up with this stitching right here.
Line up with.
See how the eye lines up with that stitching?
Yep.
Okay. Now, if I looked at this one straight up, I would be kind of suspect because of how close to the bottom this area is. But lining up with that stitching, that's the only thing that's jumped out to me so far. Everything else has looked really, really good. I mean, obviously we know where I got them, so I'm not that stressed about it, but this is not a shoe that we have all the time. If you look in here, size 11 and focus. Okay, below the barcode on this shoe is a number. You see it?
Mm-hmm. The long one or the short one? Oh, it should match up.
Read me what you got.
Right there, below those sizes.
Do you have any that has a A in it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so what's that number?
It says AQ0818-148.
And on the label I have 8Q0818-148. The box feels good. It doesn't feel flimsy or... But yeah, man, I'm super happy with these shoes. And judging by the way you reacted when you unboxed them, I think you're pretty happy too. So, you know, that's it. I'm not an authority, but I'm constantly reading, like most sneakerheads are, about things like that. I cannot wait to get my hands on that off-white box, because instead of like this coming up and this having the plastic, the off-white box has circles and plastic through it. And that's how you know right now with those, if they're fake, is China got the shoes right, but they didn't know what the boxes were going to look like until the shoe came out. So if somebody's trying to sell you off-white Jordan 5s in a regular box, you might want to have a come to Jesus talk with them. But most of your fakes of these is really floppy. Like it has no stiffness to it whatsoever, doesn't stand up. If it just lays all the way over, yeah, to me that's a bad sign.
Like that?
Yeah. But, you know, this is a shoe I wish I had. But I don't. Alright.
I think I was more hyped about these than the Unions. I'm gonna wear these all the time that I can.
Well, we will absolutely treat them with GOAT Premium Shoe Cleaner and that spray.
Hopefully
If you didn't,
I don't get dirt under here this time.
well, that's what I'm saying. That spray, I sprayed your brother's Yeezy with them when he first got them. The midsole has stayed clean, and then in my video last night, when we ran water over them, it shed the water like it had a shell. So we will treat these just the same. All right. Peace and chicken grease.